Hi folks, just another tutorial regarding Gantry 5. Now one of the problems that I came across when I'm using Gantry was this location here, which is the showcase area. I want to have a full screen, a full width screen image, or if you want a slideshow or something there. And unfortunately, when you go into Gantry and you go into the actual page settings, it gives you an option to have full width flushed, full boxed, boxed and remove container. And the full width flushed content will give you full screen image. But the problem is that removes all the formatting and the padding on the actual website, and there's loads of editing that you have to do. And I was looking around and struggling to find a solution until I came across a quick fix which will hopefully help people who also want to do this as well and use the full width boxed content. So I'm just going to show you how to do it, or I'm going to show you what I did to fix this problem and to get the full screen image across. So we'll just go to the actual front of the Gantry page, make sure that's all looking okay. Fine, that's fine. So that's your standard Gantry. Now what we want to do is we want to have a full width image across here. We want to remove this and put a full width image across here. But keeping the actual formatting of the box section there, because it's all set up and organized the way it is. I like it the way it is, like that. So this is what I did to solve the problem. First of all, I went into modules. Then I created a custom module called background. Okay, so in this module here, all I did was I loaded in an image. This image here is 1920 width by 540 in height. So I just put the image in. I found the image. I have an image here on the slideshow. There's the image there. 1920 by 540 in height. And I just put that full image in. No formatting at all. I just put it straight into that module there. And I saved it. Okay, so we have a module there that we're going to use now on the site. So then I went back into Gantry and I went into the actual default page, which is home, and went into layout. And in showcase here, you have the Gantry 5, which we seen on the front page. That's the Gantry 5 there. So what I did was I switched this one off. And then I added a new line, and then I brought in a module instant into here, and then I looked for the actual module I just created, which is called background, and I selected that and I applied and save. So now what we want is we want to have that flushed full width. So we don't edit the module position, we edit the showcase position. So if we go into showcase and we go into, at the moment, showcase, because the whole design of the site is being set to full width box content, the showcase will be set to that also. But what we'll do is change that to full width flushed content. So that means the only one on the page now that's flushed is the showcase page. So what we'll do is we'll come up here. I just want to clear the cache, always clear the cache. So we go over to the front page and we'll just do a refresh. And there you go. So we have a fully flushed image from left to right. But the problem is that we have this green in the background. Now we could change that green color to white, but we'd still have a margin problem. We'd still have a white line going across the top. So what we need to do is take that margin out, so we don't have it there. So the actual image is flush with the navigation bar. So what we need to do is find out what that is there. So if we go to Firebug and we break it down and have a look if we can find out exactly what that is. Okay, so we have to break down, go down here and see if we can find the item we're looking for. And if you see that, that's exactly what we want there. See the yellow at the top of the screen? And that's pointing to a P. So there's actually a paragraph in there, and you'll see it there. It's P margin 1.5. So if we were to edit that and make that a 0.0, the actual margin is gone, which is exactly what we want. So what we'll do is we'll copy and paste that, and we'll put that code into a custom file. So if we go in here, I have already a copy of that data here, which is custom P. Now, as you can see, it says here the class is custom. So if it's an ID tag, you start off with a hash. If it's a class, you start off with a full stop. So we want to tell it that this P tag is under the class of custom. So the syntax we need is .custom space P and then the margin. Now we don't want 1.5, we want 0.0. That's what we want there. So we then copy this code, get rid of Firebug, and we need to go to the back end and we need to edit the actual custom file, the custom SCSS file. There's the custom SCSS file. Now for people who are new to Gantry, I suggest you go and check out what custom.css file is. So what we do now is we'll edit that file and we will pop it into the file here and we'll save that. Okay, then what we do is go back to Gantry 5 and we need to recompile, because every time you do an edit of the SCSS file you need to recompile. So recompile the SCSS file and always clear your cache as well. And if we go to Gantry, if we do a refresh here, it should stay like that with the margin. So there you go. So there's a refresh. So we now have full screen image with no margin in between the navigation bar and the image, and yet we're still using the full width boxed section which has all the formatting on it. It took me a while to find out how to do this. As I say, there might be a better way to do it, but as far as I'm concerned, this works for me and I'm happy with that result. So I hope that helps somebody out if you're stuck and having the same problem as I did. Cheers.